back, and this is Wrestlemania Night 2 breakdown. So we open the show tonight with American the Beautiful done in country. Forget the name of the artist, but it was still better than the first night.
Yeah, I'll agree. It was better in country. And as little said about that even as possible.
And then we cut back to the two pirate brothers coming to the ring.
That was hilarious. Titus looked like a pirate, man.
Yeah.
Hogan,
brothers.
I don't know why they had to use his colors. Those aren't colors for a pirate. I mean, come on. But whatever.
Well, it was still fun to see Hogan dressed as something other than Hogan. Or in a suit.
Very true, very true. All right. Shall we? Shall we get into it?
Well, now
shall we get into your favorite match of the weekend?
Yeah, the best night of the entire week, or the best match of the entire weekend.
Good Lord.
It was. I mean, oh.
I don't know what the F that was. But, okay, so that was the most normal wrestling match they've had for the part of it that they wrestled.
Yeah. And it was the best entrance the Fiend's ever had.
I'll agree. That was a good entrance, yep. And then it made no sense.
And then Bliss turned on him.
Yeah. Made no sense. And where that leads, we'll get into that at the end here with the night after's Raw. But, yeah, I could have done without seeing that. Any of that.
Well, I thought it was good.
Okay, well, you're insane. So you're probably going to like where they're going with it.
Again, I like looking at Alexa Bliss dressed like that. So.
All right, well, she's easy on the eyes, I guess, even with black goo running down her face.
And this gimmick's better than what she had going on before.
All right, I'll give you that. So that happened. That's where we'll go with that. After that, we have more Bayley backstage.
Ding dong.
Yeah. She's pretty good. She's pretty good in this. So next we have the big payoff to the tag team turmoil match from night 1.
Yeah. Baszler and Jax versus Natalia and
Tamina. And I'll be honest, I was actually looking forward to this match. I like Natalia and Tamina as a team. I thought it would be a good match, and boy was I wrong.
It started strong for about 30 seconds, and then it became lame, really.
It really did. Wrong people won when Baszler took the win. We've seen enough of Jax and Baszler as the champions. They need to tear each other apart or something and move on. Tamina, Natalya should have won that. Other than that, another waste of time. So far, night 2 is shitty.
Wow,
it's the shits.
It started strong.
Okay, if you say so. On to Owens and Zayn, and this for me is where it starts to get good.
Yes, this was good.
Now, I expected nothing less because I've seen these guys fight each other many times over the years. Yeah. I knew it was going to be a good match, and it was.
And we had Zayn's special guest, YouTube sensation Logan Paul.
Yeah, sitting on the sidelines looking like a moron.
And
they gave him an entrance. That's basically what he was there for.
And JBL was back on commentary.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now, have you ever seen the package pile driver? Kevin Owens used to use it as a finisher before he signed, and they've never let him use it.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
There's a spot in there where he teased it. That's where he has them bent over like he's going to give them a power bomb, and then he tucks their arms in behind his legs.
Okay.
He's teased it about 100 times since he signed. but
Yeah.
I'm guessing they won't let him do it because it's a pile driver. But damn, if he ever gets to do that, that'll be something. Then, in the meantime, I'm okay with the stunner, especially when he's giving it to Logan Paul.
Yeah. And it looked like Logan Paul actually got hurt.
I don't think he did. But he
sold it very well.
He
then.
definitely sold it. And here's my question to you. From what I understand, Logan Paul has taken on Mayweather in a boxing exhibition match.
Apparently.
I don't think him selling a stunner from Kevin Owens at WrestleMania looks too good for his boxing career.
No, it doesn't.
But anyways, I don't know. He was on the big show. Good for him.
Probably made some good money.
My hope is that Zayn and Owens continue on from here. We need to get some more big matches out of those two.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Nigerian drum match.
Oh, before that, let's go backstage.
Oh,
we have
God, I didn't even write
Riddle talking to the great Khali, and then
right.
suddenly Rob Van Dam shows up.
Right.
And he's handing out Rob Van Dam rolling papers to everybody. What did you think of that?
I thought that was hilarious, actually. Here we have WWE's recent modern stoner character in Matt Riddle, and he's horrible. He makes all of us look bad.
Yeah.
We aren't that stupid, people.
But you gotta keep in mind that Riddle's original character was a surfer, and surfers are generally stupid.
Okay, well, maybe the combination.
So now he's a stoner surfer, so he's still stupid because he's a surfer.
And they were hoping they could get him a good little rub by putting him with the original WWE stoner character in Rob Van Dam, who is much better at it.
The only thing that would have made that segment better was if Rob Van Dam pulled out a pre-rolled joint before handing out his papers.
No, that ain't happening. I'm surprised.
One day.
We've heard Riddle and the New Day talk about getting high. We've heard Riddle talk about having to grind down a sticky opponent. We've had enough horrible freaking stoner references. We don't need any more. Please stop this.
I think once they legalize it in the U.S., you're going to start having marijuana companies sponsoring the show. So it'll be like a match highlight brought to you by
I think you're dreaming.
Some big bud.
No, you're dreaming.
Nah, it might not happen this year, but it'll happen one year in the future.
I don't think you're ever going to see marijuana as a sponsor on a sports show.
I think you will.
No. Anyways, I think you've smoked entirely too much reefer. So, we go to the Nigerian drum match. What did you think of the Nigerian drum match?
Well,
first off, I still don't know what it is.
Wasn't there a match between Sheamus and Riddle before that drum match?
If it was, I friggin' slept through it. What match would that be?
Well, after the backstage, Sheamus and Riddle. And Sheamus wins the championship off of Riddle.
Apparently that was so good, I didn't even write anything down for it. I didn't care.
It wasn't a very good match.
No. Oh, right.
It was kind of meh. But yeah, it happened right after the rolling papers backstage.
Good job, Riddle and Sheamus. You were memorable. Actually, they were memorable now that I think about it. That freaking kick, that brogue kick in the face at the end, that won Sheamus the title, was brutal, was well placed, and legitimately busted him open.
Yeah.
I think he might have knocked him silly with that. It almost seemed like he did it on purpose.
He might have.
Okay, well,
and now we cut out to the side of the highway, and Triple H walks up to Bad Bunny and hands him a case, And Bad Bunny hops on top of the truck.
Yeah.
And drives off, and then we see his upcoming tour dates.
And we now know the answer to the question, what was in it for Bunny?
Promotion of his tour.
On one of the biggest shows of the year. Of any kind, let alone wrestling. No, yeah. Good thought process.
And I wonder if there's other, since the WWE broadcasts that in different languages and in different places around the world, I wonder if there's tour dates for other areas that we didn't see on our broadcast.
I don't know, but that actually brings up something I don't think we mentioned in our review of night one about Bunny's entrance. He's the only one that really got a massively grand entrance. I don't count people who got played to the ring by a live performance the same. We used to see these kind of entrances all the time at WrestleMania. John Cena, Triple H on his motorcycles, you know.
Undertaker.
Yeah. This has been and here's the funny thing too. That was the same entrance that Becky Lynch was rumored to have had at last year's WrestleMania lined up, driving in on top of a semi.
Yeah.
So
and they were teasing her beside a Sammy.
Yeah, when that happened. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they didn't use it, so they used it for Bunny. But I have to admit, that was a pretty neat entrance.
Although it's a different Sammy truck this time. That was a nice looking rig.
Yeah. Well, it was a little entrance, but now we've backtracked and we're losing ourselves here. So now we can talk about the Nigerian drum match.
Yeah.
Which I still don't know what the hell a Nigerian drum match is.
Well, it seems like they threw around a few drums.
Yeah, there are drums on a table. And
that makes it a drum match.
No, they're going to beat each other like a drum. That's what he said.
Yeah, but I think they could have made better use of the gong by smashing one of them into the gong instead of throwing it. Would have echoed better.
It wasn't really much of a memorable match.
No. I think he should have won it, though.
Oh, I knew Apollo was winning it. He's going to move on to bigger and better things.
And then
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Then there's like this big, huge guy that just showed up.
Oh, I know who that is now. I didn't know at the time. Do you remember Raw Underground? Do you remember Shane McMahon and Daba Kato?
No.
Daba Kato was this big, huge, mute guy that fought in the Raw Underground. That they built up a match in Underground between him and Strowman. And Strowman ended up beating him. That's him. Daba Kato. That's who that was. But now they're calling him Commodore Aziz.
Okay.
So he's obviously been repackaged to go with this whole Nigerian gimmick. So for those who are fans of his and are wondering, that's a pretty clear sign that Apollo's getting a pretty decent push here. He's not just going to hold this title for a week and drop it again.
Yeah.
Because they've copywritten a name for Commodore Aziz, and there he is. So, there you have that. Anyways, I wasn't really a big fan of this match, and I don't really have much else to say about it.
It was meh.
Yeah. Meh is the perfect word to describe that. So, now is the match. Possibly the match I've been looking forward to the most all weekend.
Asuka versus Ripley.
Asuka versus Ripley.
And Ripley got a live entrance.
She did. Very terrible performance, by the way. And not the fault of the band.
No.
They had so many audio issues. You couldn't have those audio issues during America the Beautiful?
No.
But it was nice to see her get that kind of an entrance.
I think the issue might have been the button on her mic wasn't turned on.
I don't know, but it was nice to see her get that kind of an entrance. But at the same time, it was almost a dead giveaway that she was going to win the match.
Yeah.
She got the big entrance. She was likely going to get the win. And it wasn't as good a match as these two could have had.
No,
It
the
wasn't
match
that good.
Wasn't that good
No.
at all.
I was expecting more, but it was a meh. There's that word again. It was a meh match.
Yep.
However, Ripley with the title was the way to go, and hopefully that's.
But yeah, they could have had a better match.
Well, we'll get to where they're going with that soon. But yeah, that's where that went. So after that was the main event finally. The main event of the show. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. I think it was a decent match.
It was a good match. It was a heavy hitting match. They whooped each other. There was some nice things there. It was nice to see Edge spear Reigns off the steel steps after the power bomb that he gave McIntyre. And McIntyre after he gave
when they speared
Daniel
each
Bryan,
other at the same time.
Yeah. Jey Uso getting involved, no surprise there. And you know what? I think Roman Reigns keeping the title in the end was the right decision there too. Like he's been one of the main reasons to watch SmackDown, and I don't think they should change that. Him having that title that's where the title should be right now.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with what people say Vince always thinks, and that is that the babyface should chase the title rather than have it. It makes for a better storyline when it's an asshole who's the champion and the good guys constantly getting screwed over. I mean, it's an easier story to tell. So, no, right decision, decent match. All in all, night one was better than night two, in my opinion. They could have dropped some matches, moved some matches from one to the other, and just did a one-nighter.
I think they could have, definitely one night.
Well, luckily for us, this isn't happening again.
Well, that's a good thing then.
As they've said already, and already announcing where the next two WrestleManias are going to be. Both of them are single-night events. Back to a Sunday night.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah, that is good.
As long as they don't make it an 8-hour Sunday night.
That was night two. So, before we sign off on this, I'd like to talk briefly about the Raw the next night. We watched some of it. We had some issues with our stream, and we lost some of the show, so we didn't see it all. But we did see where at least one of the big storylines is going up until the next pay-per-view. We seen who is going to be challenging Bobby Lashley at what they're calling WrestleMania Backlash instead of just Backlash. Like, that's gonna friggin' help sell pay-per-view buys. But so yeah, we missed a big chunk and managed to tune back in at the end of the show.
Well, at least we didn't miss Alexa's Playground.
Oh God, I wish we had have. We missed the Firefly Funhouse.
But we did watch the clip of it, and I'd say the Playground was better than the Funhouse.
Jeez, both of them can go. So that's our fallout from our WrestleMania match between Randy Orton and the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Is now, instead of having one what the fuck storyline going on, we're gonna have two of them that don't connect. Like, hopefully they connect back up somewhere.
They'll be coming back together at some point.
Yeah.
The storyline's starting to look like Stephen King might be involved in writing it.
Are they gonna? This is gonna be the WWE's version of the NWO. This Alexa Bliss and the Fiend, friggin' this craziness is gonna take over the whole roster.
Well, it'd be different.
Yeah, that it would be. So that's where we're
heading.
heading.
Do keep in mind there used to be clowns.
That's true, and garbage men.
Yeah,
clowns and garbage men. Wrestling, like the sport that we love, people. We're clowns and fucking garbage men for watching this shit. Okay, so let's briefly go over a few things and then let's wrap this crap up. So, yeah, we have now a Bray Wyatt storyline and an Alexa Bliss storyline running independently. I don't think Randy Orton's involved with either one anymore because he was put into the title picture kind of at the end of it. He didn't win. Drew McIntyre ended up winning that triple threat match. And by the way, what the hell happened there? I've never seen anyone give someone a neck breaker with their beard before.
Oh, that was a good move.
That was a botch. Big time. That was a sloppy match from what I seen. But we got McIntyre, won the #1 contender match. He's going to face Lashley for the title at WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that all pans out in the next couple weeks. See what else is added to it. And go from there.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts on WrestleMania weekend?
It would have been better if it hadn't dragged out as long. We did forget to talk about the Hall of Fame.
We didn't watch the Hall of Fame.
No. We did see the inductees.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe we'll take the time one of these days and watch the 2 Hall of Fame ceremonies and just do a little show about that. But, I mean, the Hall of Fame ceremony looked quite different this year. So
yeah.
Anyways, let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah, this has been the Jac and Burnz show. I'm John Burntas.
And I'm Jack Storm, and
good
catch
night.
you next time.
You got to say the best part, so Lex's playground.
In case you couldn't see, I rolled my eyes.